We had the tech bubble burst just before the housing bubble took off. And people had made a lot of money in technology, and then all of a sudden the tech bubble burst. And so people said, now where should I put my money? What's safe? What's an area where I can count on doing well, or at least protecting my income? What's safer than a house? So an enormous amount of money shifted from the stock market into real estate, and particularly into housing, as people looked for something that was both a safe, and then it became a very lucrative investment. The tech bubble burst because of a pullback in credit, and then all of a sudden stock prices plummeted, went in half overnight. In the housing bubble, what's interesting is there's no one particular event that caused it. You look back and you try to find something that caused all of a sudden the psychology in the housing to change. And it seems to me that, as best I can figure out, what caused it to burst was simply for sale signs. As the bubble kept expanding, and you should know the year before it burst, there was the greatest run-up in prices in the history of the United States. And then all of a sudden, everybody was putting their house on the market, and as you drove around town, you just saw lots of for sale signs, and all of a sudden, people started to feel, you know, I don't have to go and bid against 10 other potential buyers for this house. There seems to be lots of supply out there. And then the first thing that happened was that the speculators moved out of the market. And therefore, they had created an artificial demand. In 2005, about a quarter of the houses were being sold to speculators. Well, that increased the demand artificially. When they all pulled out of the market, as they did in 2006, all of a sudden you had this great excess inventory, and all of a sudden people felt they didn't have the same pressure to buy houses that had been the case the last 6 or 7 years before then.